Good morning. Welcome to All Souls Unitarian Universalist Church. My name is Susan Caldwell, and I'm the director of religious education here. Our minister is Reverend Barbara Gerald, and she will be helping us out with some music and other things today. We welcome you, whatever your age, race, ability, background, ethnicity, orientation, identity, whatever set us apart, we want to bring us together. We want to celebrate the differences and also look for and celebrate the commonalities. So if you care to worship with us, you are more than welcome. And we appreciate you being here, whether you're here in the sanctuary or online. And we try to front load these services with just a few announcements, although a lot of them now are on the beautiful slides that Jennifer does for us, and we're very thankful to Jennifer Russell for doing that. But we have a few, yes, thank you, that's applause worthy. And Jennifer, are you going to share our announcements this morning? All right.
Good morning. Our giveaway the plate recipient for December is North Louisiana Interfaith. They are a nonpartisan organization comprised of different members of the religious community here in Shreveport and some people who are non-religious. And they work on issues that they share in common. To advocate for things like having a better bus schedule that fits with more people's needs, getting some exploitative tax exemptions taken care of for now. That's a recurring issue, and things like that. So anything that comes in excess of pledges or that's not marked as a pledge will go to that organization through the end of the month. Our volunteer of the month is Ava Peck. I may know her. Ava does a whole bunch, mostly being drug up here by her parents. But while we're here early each Sunday, she will take it upon herself to make coffee, to help with the B-Pod duties. There's often not a ton left for the B-Pods to do because Ava is running around helping with it. Most recently, she really took charge and led the junior high and high school class in doing a bake sale that benefited Hope House, and they raised over $400 for that organization. So thank you, Ava. And finally, this Saturday evening, Christmas Eve, the 24th, we are having our candlelit service. It will be at 6:30 here. It will also be streamed online. But it's a very traditional, like the most traditional thing we do in terms of sticking to the gospel story of Christmas and the birth of Jesus and that sort of thing. We sing carols, light candles, do a meditation. So we will see you there.
Thank you. And just for the record, a BPOD is a board person of the day. And that's not like, oh, I'm bored. That's like a member of the board of directors of the church. We all appreciate. And if you had a chance to watch the slides at the beginning, you got to see their faces and names. And we appreciate them very much. Our church is based on covenant rather than creed. I am so happy to see you guys. Welcome, welcome. Our church is based on covenant rather than creed, which is that our covenant is the sacred promises that we make to each other for how we will be together in community. We are each on our own spiritual path, following our own beliefs. We learn from each other. We learn from the ways that we are different. As I said earlier, we celebrate the commonalities. And what holds us all together is that covenant to be together, to listen to each other, to learn from each other, and to work together to make the world better. So again, we welcome you. And I encourage you to join me in the spirit of worship. After the chime, we will sing together Hine Matov, and the lyrics will be on the screen. But you know what? When you're singing in Hebrew, it's almost better if you just listen and sing phonetically than to try to read it off the screen. I have found, I can only speak for myself. I can only make I statements there, but you decide what works best for you. So let's take a breath. So the song goes like this. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet ahim gam yahad. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet ahim gam yahad. Hine ma tovu shevet ahim gam yahad. Hine mato shevet ahim gam yahad. Hine mato v'manayim shevet ahim gam yahad. That sounded pretty good. You guys are all right with Hebrew. So then there are English words. How good it is and how pleasant for people to dwell together. How good it is and how pleasant for people to dwell together. Good and pleasant, people in peace together. Good and pleasant, people in peace together. How good it is and how pleasant for people to dwell together. Oh, that's all right. You got it. Do we dare do this in a round? I see you like, no. Let's try it. Let's try it. Barbara, will you go with this side? All right? Okay. All right.
Both sets of lyrics?
Both sets of lyrics, yeah. Let's do both. And so you just repeat the first two lines, then you repeat the second two lines, and then you do you do the lines again, just the one time, and then we'll switch to the English. Okay, so we'll go through the Hebrew and then through the English. So when we get to the part, ma tov. That's when you guys start, right? But yes, okay. All right, let's try it. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet ahim gam yahad. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet ahim gam yahad. Hine ma tov shevet ahim gam yahad. Hine ma tov shevet ahim gam yahad. Hine ma tov manayim shevet ahim gam yahad. I like manayim shevet ahim gam yahad. Now English words. How good it is and how pleasant for people to dwell together. How good it is and how pleasant for people to dwell together. Good and pleasant people in peace together. Good and pleasant people in peace together. How good it is and how pleasant for people to dwell together. How good it is and how pleasant for people to dwell together. How pleasant for people to dwell together. Thank you. Yes, you should. You should clap for yourselves because you did great. From a Unitarian Universalist Hanukkah blessing by Lorenzo Bassman. We honor the great mystery of the universe, the source of all, which deems everything sacred by its power to unite us and gives us the radiance that we bring forth together as we kindle the Hanukkah lights. We celebrate the spirit of life, wellspring of all that we perceive and imagine, as we look upon with reverence the wondrous great fortune which has been bestowed upon our ancestors throughout antiquity. We cherish the wonder of each thing, the order of the universe that binds us together with all of nature, for giving us life, for sustaining us, and for enabling us to reach this season. May I have my group of kids that helped last week? Do I have any willing participants for chalice lighting this week? All right, come on down, Christy and Kevin. Come on, Ellie, it's all right. Come on down. Jackson. We're gonna wait for you. Don't worry about it. Come on down. Nice. Okay, you ready? We light this chalice to celebrate Unitarian Universalism. This is the church of the open mind. This is the church of the helping hands. This is the church of the loving heart. Together with mind, hands, and heart, we care for the earth and for each other. Thank you all so much. Would you like to light today? Thank you, sir. Got it. Thank you. Thank you so much. I love having a group to light the chalice, and I know Jackson and Ava are grateful for that too, huh? From Gwen Matthews, these words: in December, we welcome in the gift of reflection. We turn toward our holiday celebrations and search for common threads of meaning. Hanukkah, the festival of lights in the Jewish tradition, commemorates a time of miracles when a small band of the faithful were able to reclaim their holy temple after a devastating attack and to keep the light of the menorah burning for 8 days with oil only enough for one. At Yule, the winter solstice, we're invited to explore duality, cycles, and seasons, to embrace the dark as we wait for the light. Yule reminds us that we all partake in the miracle of renewal. Christmas, the celebration of Jesus' humble birth in a manger, offers us to revisit the miracle of birth, to let the child who might heal the scars of humanity be born in us. Here, oh, good Lord. Yeah, thank you. Silence. Yeah. That was my phone, y'all. That's I would not react like that if it were somebody else's. I wouldn't be that judgy with anybody else. So I need to work on that for myself too, don't I? Yes, I do. Here in our church, you are just as much a holiday miracle as the turning of the earth, as persistence and dedication to a faith, as the creation of each new life. We see the love you give to others, the space you create to hold one another's joys and sorrows, and the generosity and spirit you entrust to this community. You are the holiday miracle. This community is made up of miracle makers. And finally, we want to light the candle for the fourth Sunday of Advent. So we lit the other three for love, hope, and joy. This morning, on this fourth Sunday of Advent, waiting for the birth of the baby Jesus, we light the candle and pledge to work for that most rare of things, peace on earth. In this season of light, may we find peace inside of ourselves. May we be peace for those around us. And may we renew our commitment to bring peace and justice to our community and to the world. May we be peace. If you'll rise in body or spirit, and join me for the unison affirmation. The words will be on the screen. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve human need, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the sacred. Thus do we covenant with each other. And our first song is This Little Light of Mine, and Reverend Barbara's gonna lead us in that.
This little light of mine, I
We'll now enter a time of meditation, and before we do that, if this is your first visit, I wanted to just let you know that afterward, after we have the meditation and silence, there will be music, and you'll be invited, if you would like to come and light a candle for any concerns that are on your heart, anything that, if there's someone in your life that needs healing, or you need healing, or you're joyful about something, just anything that you either want to, inwardly express a concern or celebrate. And by the lighting of the candles and the joining of that, we try to multiply the joys and help to share the burdens. And we hope you will stick around after the service as well and get to know other people and share with them. So let us settle ourselves in the pew. Take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. Let your shoulders drop down from your ears. And do that again. And feel them drop just a little bit more. So we hear these words from Victoria Safford. Now is the moment of magic, when the whole round earth turns again toward the sun. And here's a blessing. The days will be longer and brighter now, even before the winter settles in to chill us. Now is the moment of magic, when people beaten down and broken with nothing left but misery and candles in their own clear voices kindle tiny lights and whisper secret music. And here's a blessing. The dark universe is suddenly illuminated by the lights of the menorah, suddenly ablaze with the lights of the kinara, and the whole world is glad and loud with winter singing. Now is the moment of magic, when an eastern star beckons the ignorant toward an unknown goal. And here's a blessing. They find nothing in the end but an ordinary baby, born at midnight, born in poverty, and the baby's cry, like bells ringing, makes people wonder as they wander through their lives what human love might really look like, and sound like, and feel like. Now is the moment of magic, and here's a blessing. We already possess all the gifts we need. We've already received our presents, ears to hear music, eyes to behold the lights, hands to build true peace on earth, and to hold each other tight in love. We hold these thoughts together as we enter the silence. right, we have a little presentation this morning that we have some readers who are going to join us, and the pictures from the book will be on the screen. And I'm going to invite Kevin and Ava and Jackson and Reverend Barbara and Noah. You'll have the handheld. Yeah, but you can still stand to the pulpit. Because it might be easier on paper. Just to kind of. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to stand here in a little circle, and when it's your turn to speak, just step forward a little bit. Christy, you going to come with us? That'd be wonderful. Come on down. Kevin, do you want to come and hold up the signs when it's time? That would be wonderful. She's Teresa. John's right, kind of near the end. Yeah, if you can help. Great. I believe we're ready. Yes, thank you, Kevin. Okay, wait for your part, then.
This is a true story of events in Billings, Montana in 1993, and it was written down in the form of a beautiful children's book by Janice Cohn with illustrations by Bill Farnsworth. Children, youth, and adults from our congregation will be helping us with some of the speaking parts and with lighting the candles on our menorah as we tell the story. It was a cold and snowy December night, the third night of Hanukkah in Billings, Montana. At Isaac Schnitzer's house, a menorah shone through the darkness in almost every window. Isaac was in the den working on his math homework when suddenly he heard a loud crash, the sound of glass breaking. Isaac and his babysitter, Mrs. Davis, both rushed to the source of the noise, Isaac's bedroom. When they reached the bedroom, they felt a rush of icy air before Isaac flipped on the light and saw a terrifying sight. The front window had been shattered by a huge rock, which had come to rest on Isaac's bed. 3 candles still glowed on the electric menorah that had been knocked off the windowsill to the floor. Had it not been so frightening, the broken glass would have seemed like a carpet of stars beneath the glow.
That's so funny. Why would someone do this?
I don't know, but we need to call your parents.
Isaac nodded, frightened and not wanting to stay in his very cold room. What if he had been lying in bed when the rock came flying through? Mrs. Davis quickly unplugged the menorah and shut the door to Isaac's room. A little while later, Isaac's parents came home, and both of them hugged him tightly after they saw the window.
That must have been so scary, honey.
Huddled.
And then she said to Isaac's dad,
I knew this would happen. These terrible people kept threatening.
Who's threatening us?
promising to talk about it with him in a little while. His parents called the police. Soon, Police Chief Inman came up the walk. Isaac had met Chief Inman at his school and liked him. He ran to greet the officer at the door with his parents close behind him. His eyes were immediately drawn to the gun in Chief Inman's holster. His dad told him that the adults would need to talk to the chief alone for a while, but the chief told him that they would call him back in a little while because he would need to hear everything that Isaac had heard and seen. Reluctantly, Isaac went into the den to finish his math, but he just couldn't concentrate. And finally, he closed his book and crept back down the hall to listen outside the living room. He heard his mom speaking with Chief Inman.
You're up. No, Chief Inman, we are not taking down the Hanukkah decorations. Being Jewish is who we are, and we're not going to hide it.
And you shouldn't have to, but it might be safer. We'll do our best to protect you, but these haters seem to be targeting Jewish families, especially those with menorahs in the windows.
When Isaac heard that, he couldn't help rushing back into the room.
Someone threw a rock in my window because I'm Jewish?
I'm afraid that may be the reason. There's a small group of people here who've been causing a lot of trouble. First, they put out flyers saying hateful things about Jews and other groups. Then they spray-painted insults on a Native American home and tried to frighten African Americans and their church. Last week they damaged the synagogue, and now they're throwing rocks at menorahs. But I'll tell you this, we will do everything we can to stop them.
Will you shoot them?
No, son. I'd always prefer to help people without us using a gun.
This surprised Isaac, since the cops on TV seem to use their guns a lot.
Will you put them in jail?
If we catch them. But I'm thinking there may be something else we can do too. Get the whole town in on it. Now tell me everything you remember about the rock throwing.
After Chief Inman left, Isaac asked his parents,
Why would people throw a rock at us when they don't even know us? Can we just put our menorahs away and then maybe they won't bother us again?
Isaac's dad put his arm around him.
I know how you feel, son, and it's frightening, but celebrating Hanukkah is a part of being Jewish, and we can't let bullies keep us from celebrating our holiday.
Yeah!
And then you're Isaac's mom. Oh, that's right. We come from a sorry, Isaac's dad's not here. That's right. We come from a family of pioneers who came to Montana so they could do things their own way. I guess we're pioneers too.
But I don't want to be a pioneer. I want to be just like everybody else.
Standing up for your beliefs is hard, but you're not alone. All kinds of people are really angry at what these haters have been doing, and we're gonna fight back.
How do you think they'll fight back?
That isn't the sign of tours.
The next morning, Isaac and his mom were interviewed on TV, standing next to Isaac's shattered window. Isaac thought it was kind of cool to see his room on TV, but also pretty weird. After the broadcast and after the police collected all the evidence they needed, the window was repaired and Isaac's bed was moved away from it. But he was still anxious about sleeping there. His mother told him that Chief Inman would make sure the police watched the house, and neighbors had promised to keep an eye out too. His dad said to him,
Whether you put your menorah back up is up to you. You take some time to think about it.
Many people had seen Mrs. Schnitzer on TV, and soon there was a special town meeting called by Chief Inman and a woman named Margaret McDonald, who had worked with many of the churches in Billings on special projects.
Hello.
The hall was packed. Chief Inman spoke first.
We're doing all we can to catch these people, but it's important we do more. We have to take a stand as a community and let them know that an attack of hate against even one of us is an attack of hate against all of us.
Then Mrs. McDonald said she had an idea and told a story that had inspired her as a child.
During World War II, the Nazis were in power in Germany and invaded other countries throughout Europe. The Nazis believed that Jews in these countries and other groups they considered inferior should be imprisoned or killed just because of who they are. They ordered the Jews to sew yellow stars on their clothing so they could be easily identified. But Denmark had a courageous king named Christian who believed that the lives of all Danish people were precious. According to the legend, after the Nazis conquered Denmark, King Christian said that if Jews were forced to wear yellow stars, then he would wear one too. One morning he rode out of the palace on a horseback wearing the yellow star. Soon many of the other Danes were wearing them as well. Although the story is a legend, the legend arose from the true courage of many of the Danish people to hide and help their Jewish neighbors. Over the years, the story has continued to inspire people to do the right thing. Now the Schnitzers have been advised to take down their menorah, but what is the rest of us? We're told to take down Christmas decorations, but we are Christians. It isn't right. I'll say let's all stand the way the Danish people did, and we will all put up menorahs.
So many Christian families bought menorahs and put them in their windows. The local Congregational church photocopied a menorah coloring page from a Sunday school lesson, and churches all over town helped distribute them to all who wanted one. Slowly, menorahs began appearing in more windows. The local newspaper even published a full-color picture of a menorah for citizens to put up in their windows. In Isaac's class at school, his classmates now wanted to know more about Hanukkah, so he told them the Hanukkah story.
A long time ago, Judah Maccabee and his brothers fought for their religious freedom and took back their temple from the forces of King Antiochus of Syria, but then they found only enough oil to kindle the eternal flame in the temple lamp for one day. It would take 8 days to make more oil, and yet the miracle of Hanukkah is that the small amount of oil lasted the entire 8 days, and that is the reason for this celebration of freedom and hope.
In Isaac's class that day, they talked about the other groups and individuals that they might have the courage to help by standing up to bullies, Native Americans, kids in wheelchairs, or anyone who might be bullied for being different in any way. One of Isaac's classmates, Teresa Hanley, went home and talked about what they'd learned that day.
Today, Isaac told us the story of Hanukkah and it's all about people who fought for their religious freedom. Isaac and his family should have that freedom too. Can we put a menorah in our window?
Many other families were having these conversations around their dinner tables, and more menorahs began appearing all over town.
That's true.
The haters in Billings didn't stop right away. When the local Catholic high school put up a sign in their large plate glass window that said, "Let's try to get along," someone threw a brick and smashed the window into a zillion pieces. Isaac told his mom that he was worried that people wouldn't like them because of what was happening.
Won't the school be mad since they were doing this for us?
Not happy.
They weren't just doing it for us or for the other families the haters are trying to scare. They're also doing it for themselves because it will make Billings a better place to live. Now, keep your coat on. We're going for a drive.
I hate bullies.
Almost everywhere they drove, they saw menorahs in the windows, whether real ones or the photocopied coloring page from the church or the full page from the Billings Gazette. When they drove by Teresa Hanley's house, they saw a huge poster in the window with a colorful drawing of a menorah, Star of David, a cross, and these words.
Another child holds
Okay. For our friend.
Isaac. With love, Teresa and the rest of the Hanley family.
The next night, Isaac's friends came over for a holiday celebration, and that night, from the window of Isaac's house, passers-by could see Isaac's menorah with all the candles lit and a big sign that said,
Happy Hanukkah to everyone in Billings with love, Isaac.
Let's show them the other sign. Here we go. Show them that one. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks to all our leaders. So we had Ava, Christy, Jackson, Noah, and Kevin. And Kevin. Reverend Barbara.
"Come on, buddy."
Thank you, Kevin. For our closing song, we're going to sing Everywhere, Everywhere, which is actually the tune you heard while you were lighting candles. And this is a song that Barbara wrote the music. We found the poem from a Unitarian Universalist religious educator, Margaret Gooding. And you may rise in body or spirit. We light the Hanukkah candles in wonder, joy, and gratitude, each candle a miracle. We rededicate ourselves to the miracle of light in a season of darkness, to the miracle of trust in a time of anxiety, to the miracle of hope in a time of despair, to the miracle of faith in a time of cynicism. We rededicate ourselves to the miracle of wholeness in a time of fracture, to the miracle of courage in a time of fear, to the miracle of resistance in a time of oppression, to the miracle of peace in a time of violence, and in a time of hatred, we rededicate ourselves to the miracle of love. Thank you all. Amen. Ashe. Blessed be. Thank you for being here.
Ti con te